In the late 80s, when I started looking at the issues as a change agent and as someone looking at large-scale change, I started looking at the issue of the environment and became aware that our life support system was breaking down. And I certainly was alerted to the fact that climate change looked like it was going to be our greatest threat. Over the decade of the 90s, it has continued to grow in its conclusiveness that human beings are creating CO2 emissions that are, creating this global warming effect. Right now, there is such an awareness and such a desire to make change around the issue of climate change itself that a program that can help individuals actually reduce their CO2 footprint is really very powerful, I think. And this program, or should we say, certainly needed. And this program, I think, can really make a difference. The low-carbon diet has come out of a lot of research over the last decade on how to help people translate their good intention into actual behavior change. My aim was that we needed to find a way to engage the ordinary person in an issue that seems so large and out of control. And that, in fact, if the ordinary person, me, you, our daily living, is contributing to the problem, it can also contribute to the solution. And Americans represent about 8% in our daily living of the whole climate, of the whole global warming issue. So we are a huge part of the problem, and we can be a huge part of the solution. So it's to really mobilize, empower, enable those of us who care about really making a difference with the tools to do that. The low-carbon diet program, a 30-day program to lose 5,000 pounds, is divided into 3 sections. The first section we call Cool Lifestyle Practices. That is daily habits that I do one way, that if I did a different way would reduce my CO2. Things like reducing the length of a shower from 10 minutes to 5 minutes, putting a more full dishwasher load in, or using one less load of dishes per week. All of those things add up every time we use energy. And then the second section is called Cool Systems. That is the systems that run our household, such as our furnace or thermostats, where you set it once and it doesn't have to change. But the last action in that system, if you will, is what we call being carbon neutral. And this is when you find out your actual footprint. And the average American's footprint is somewhere around 55,000 pounds. By the way, compared to the average Swede, which is 15,000 pounds, you begin to get some sense of where we are in terms of our overall footprint. This last action is once you identify your footprint, and then you add up the actions you've took during the program, 5,000 or more pounds, you still have a gap between where you are and being at, what some people call carbon neutral. And there's an action that helps you figure out where you could purchase credits that reduce your CO2 to zero, so that you actually can completely do that. And that's by purchasing credits where people are planting trees or doing this or that. So that's an interesting action that many people might not know about, for example. Well, I've spent probably a good 15 years working with its predecessor called the Eco-Team program, which helped individuals learn how to reduce their environmental impact. It grew out of that experience working with about 20,000 people in America and several hundred thousand around the world on, again, the process of moving someone through a step-by-step recipe format, small group support or household support system to actually get you to do the things that you want to do. What we did here was we put a CO2 value next to each action so you could begin to literally see what happens when you turn off a light in terms of CO2 emission, or reduce your amount of dishes you wash each day, or reduce a mile that you travel each day by being more efficient. When you do those things, they add up. Americans and how we live our daily lives represent a third of America's impact on global climate change. And America is a quarter of the overall impact on the planet's climate and its global warming gases that are going into the atmosphere. And through our purchases, we indirectly are influencing the other two-thirds. So we have a huge opportunity if we begin to turn around our lifestyle practices both directly and indirectly by making different choices in what we purchase. And America, as the largest producer of global warming, if it begins to start changing its footprint, it can inspire countries around the world. So, do I make a difference? Absolutely, I make a difference. And if enough of us do this and other programs that may be out there, other ways to approach this, we can turn it.